Hey, what's your name? I think I like you. Come a little closer now. Wait, what you say? Is that your girlfriend? Think I'll be turning that around. Don't you wanna, don't you wanna, don't you wanna know what it would feel like? Let's be friends so we can make out. You're so hot, let me show you around. I see what I want and I wanna play. Everyone knows I'm getting my way. It doesn't matter what you say. I'm knocking you down, down, down. I'm knocking you down, down, down. I'm knocking you down. Hey, let me flip through the pages to something outrageous. Potentially, maybe it could be more. But don't get your hopes up. First, let's just hook up. Maybe you'll be what I'm looking for. Don't you wanna, don't you wanna, don't you wanna